I'm in Los Angeles at a friend's house and he has a lot of projects that can be solved with practical printing. Next to 3D is close by and I asked if I could borrow a zip to accomplish the tasks and see if it would work. Let's go. We're now back in Cucumber Corner and we have a plant here that needs an assist. What we have are plant clips, easily printed in 11 minutes, and these clips are going to attach the plant to the cage and allow it to vine up, which is a lot better for the plant. Let's get them installed. Plenty left over for the other vining plants in the house, which these are good for. Gary, what do you think?
I think it's awesome. Want a pickle?
Yes.
I'm Pickle Rick!
Home and Garden is a great place to showcase practical 3D printing, and here's one of the reasons. This is a chainsaw on a stick, so you can reach limbs high up on a tree. The problem is, when you're shuffling around, you can break or misplace the caps for things such as this. This cap holds the oil in and keeps the blade lubricated, or the chain lubricated. So 53 minutes later on the zip gives us this, a brand new oil cap that will keep the chain lubricated and allow Gary to trim more high up limbs. Let's see if it fits. Look at that, it fits. Practical printing to the rescue. This is going to keep the oil reservoir full and the chain lubricated, and Gary's going to be able to fulfill his lifelong dream of trimming tree limbs high up in the air. This is what's known as a Malibu Light, and it helps light the path when it's dark outside. The problem is, there's nothing on the bottom right here, and so it's easy to knock over. The solution is this, a Malibu spike, and this was printed on the zip in 6 hours and 46 minutes. Let's get it installed and see if it works. This is going to be a bit of a tight fit, but that's good because we want it to stay in place. There we go. Spike is in. Let's see if it goes into the ground. It works! Practical printing to the rescue. Now this light will light the path, and for all of Gary's wonderful friends that come over when it's dark outside, they'll have no problem seeing the way. Gary has quite a green thumb, as you can see, and one of the things he likes to do is sprout new roots and cuttings. So he's made himself a propagator. 4 hours and 43 minutes later on the zip, and this is what comes out. You take a cutting from a plant and you add it to the propagator, and then you add water. The idea is the water helps this cutting sprout roots, which you can then plant later in another pot with some soil. But for now, water in a watertight container on the zip with a cutting. Gary, with a green thumb, has himself a crown of thorns plant right here. And it has a sagging branch or a sagging limb down below. So 11 minutes on the zip gives us this. So I'm gonna try to do this without stabbing myself. I've hooked around this one. Bring it, ow. Bring it up with this one. And there we go. Look at that. So this one, originally sagging on the ground, is now up off the ground thanks to a little plant helper. Fantastic. This is a hammock. It's really comfortable, but the problem is it's missing the caps on the feet, and those are metal. So if you're running around a pool and you hit that with your toe, it's gonna stub and it's gonna hurt. Thankfully, 3D printing to the rescue. An hour and 20 minutes later gets you an end cap for this hammock. We've got 4 of them to put on. Let's see how it goes. Gary, is it good?
Good.
This is an Insta360 camera, and Gary loves using it because it provides a 360-degree field of view. It does that because it's got a lens on this side and it's got a lens on that side. And utilizing software, it puts together this globe of view, which you can then look all around. It's really neat, and it's great because it's small and transportable, but the problem is, with 2 lenses, you run the risk of scratching them if you throw it in a bag with other stuff. So this is a lens cap that we printed, and it took 2 hours and 47 minutes. Let's test it. There we go, perfect. Both lenses are now covered. Gary can shove this in his bag and go about hiking on Mount Kilimanjaro. Practical printing to the rescue. There is a lot of clothing here, and that unfortunately was too much for this bracket, which brought the clothing rod down. Thanks to practical printing though, we are able to solve this issue with a new bracket in ABS-like material, and the Zip did this in 1 hour and 3 minutes. The only way to test it is to get it installed. There it is, it's installed. Now let's put the clothing rod on. Put it on the non-broken one. And just like that, it works. Gary, what do you think?
Awesome!
You've probably seen one of these in your travels. This is a Wamo magic window. And as you rotate this, the two colors of sand combine to find themselves in crazy orientations and cool mixtures. It's a lot of fun. Unfortunately, if you want to display this, you just kind of set it on your table. Luckily, 44 minutes on the Nexa gives us this, a Wamo magic window stand. So as you put it on the table and you come up with a creation that you really like, that's not bad. That's even better. I've got a mountainscape right there. I can set it down, and now, thanks to practical printing, everybody gets to take in my Wamo magic window art. Part of what makes practical 3D printing so amazing are the specific things you can make with it that serve a specific purpose. Take, for example, this watering can. There's a lot of small plants around the house that Gary has to reach, and rather than bringing a large watering can, he just needed a small container that can deliver water to the plants that are thirsty. There we go, the plants have been watered, they're no longer thirsty, and this is a practical print. We're outside at the Jacuzzi, and this is a fantastic use of practical 3D printing because the part needed wasn't available. Gary had to design this himself. Have a look. This operates a water feature. When you turn on the jets, water comes out of this and pours out into the Jacuzzi. The problem is the piece that goes right here connects to a tube that broke and it's just not available, so we had to design his own. That's where this comes in. This piece on the zip was 3 hours, 1 minute, and it fits into this hole here. This cap goes on, and then we connect it up to the tube. Let's get it installed. It's installed now. Water in 3, 2, 1. Yeah! There we go, practical printing from the resin side here in Los Angeles, California. It was a lot of fun, and my friend is really satisfied with the results. These things don't have to be printed with a resin 3D printer. Any of these 3D printers that we talk about on the show, we're gonna be able to accomplish the task at hand, but Nexa was close by, and I really wanted to see what the Zip could do with this ABS-like resin. I'm really happy with it. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'm looking forward to more resin projects on the Zip. If you have any in mind, let me know down in the comments. Maybe we could do those. I'd love to hear about it. Listen, if you made it this far, you're awesome. Don't forget to hug each other more, fight for a cause you believe in, print all the things, and as always, high five.